we can go ahead and get started.
Is he close?
Yeah, yeah, he's close. Maybe 10 minutes.
We can start and do our
Yeah.
citizens review by the time
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
He's on one side, kicking in, you on the other side, I'm in trouble.
Okay, have a call in order, and we got a note to meet with, so we'll call meeting to order.
Jim?
Here.
Tyler?
Yep.
Ron?
Here.
Elsie?
Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's have the approval of the minutes from, do we need both of them?
Yes.
Okay,
Do them in order, or you do them one at a time?
yeah, we do one
The
at a
mains
time.
are good. I just have one question on the main one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's on the audit report. I wasn't clear on what we're supposed to do on the recommendation. I know we discussed the segregation of duties, and we figured out we can't do that because we just don't have but one person.
Mm-hmm.
And the other question was on the mileage law. Did we say we're gonna do that or not do that?
Well, we didn't say,
Oh, so,
so we didn't say.
that was the only question I had.
Okay,
Do we need a motion about it, Jim?
Do we need to document something on that? So if the question comes up, we have documentation
That's what the auditor,
recommended, that we keep a mileage law for our vehicle.
that's what they recommend, yeah.
Yeah, so we need something to say.
okay,
It's up to the board to decide. That's what a recommendation is, I mean, but up to this point in time, those recommendations have been made, I think, on a number of occasions.
What does the board members think? Should we have one?
What was this for now, what?
The auditor that comes in and looks at all our books every year.
What we should pay him?
No, he said, do we need to keep a mileage log for our vehicles? Well, we only have one, but personally, I think it'd be a good idea. It eliminates a lot of questions. But, you know, just one vote.
it's whatever the board says. I'm not, well, I'm gonna stand because I'm the one that drives it, so
Yes, but you can't vote.
I'm not gonna say.
Be a good idea, what do you think, Jim?
Well, right now, you're here to either
Approve the
approve
minutes.
this group of minutes.
Okay, so that has nothing to do with the minutes.
Well,
Okay.
it was presented in the meeting, and, you know, you're just approving or not approving the minutes, you're not
Trying to
discussing one way or the other any of the items that were on it.
Okay.
I think that's something that should be done.
At the appropriate time.
Right.
Okay. Well, given that, I make a motion that we approve the minutes and maybe, and then we can discuss this particular item as an agenda item, be it this meeting or the next meeting, because it needs to be addressed, one way or the other. And I can,
I just do under old business.
so I make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting, September 4th.
Is there any more correction? None, we'll vote.
Ron?
Yes.
Charlie?
Yep,
Jim?
Yes.
Elsie?
okay. Now the next one,
Okay.
for September 7th meeting. corrections or anything on that? No,
I'll make a motion, we approve the meeting for September 7th.
need a second?
35 seconds, I wasn't here.
Need a second, Elsie, you weren't here.
Oh,
Need a second to approve the
oh.
September 7th. You was here. First and second, approve the September 7th minutes.
Elsie? Ron?
I'm gonna abstain.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Jim?
Yes.
Okay. All right, next thing on there, we usually give a citizen comment for 5 minutes.
Well, my name is Jesse Waugh, and I was at the meeting a week ago, and I asked the question about the fact that you said that nobody's going to have to be paying $4,000 anymore for the water meters. Am I correct?
When did you hear that?
At the meeting,
What meeting?
the meeting a week ago over at the fairgrounds.
That, over there, that was for the people that were trying to get hooked up. That was always, it wasn't mentioned that wasn't no more payments for that. I don't know how you heard that, but it wasn't, that's uncorrected. You
This
didn't
is,
say that.
you did not say that that nobody will have to pay for a water meter.
The people that we're working on, hook them up over there, they didn't have to pay $4,000 for their, you didn't pay for yours when you got all yours hooked up? You
No,
got yours free.
No, I paid
No,
$4,000
No, you did not.
for
What about,
for
we're
12
talking
of them.
about, we're not talking about after we built the line. We're talking about before the lines were built, you didn't pay anything. Not one nickel. Now, those people over there is gonna have to, if you understood the question over there, they're gonna have to take it from the property line into the house. But they don't have to pay for the hookup. That was always mentioned for those people. 1 meter, all they was after. 1 meter is all them people needed out there. That was always said.
So you're
Any new customers has to, if we do get ready, gonna have to pay. You can't start, when we start building lines, come in there and start building houses, they gotta pay for them. It's just the people that's got meters and we'll be trying to correct over there. That's the way it was said. Okay, any other?
Oh, there was something said about if you have a meter in a sewer line and you have another building there and you want to use it, you can have another.
Nothing like that was never mentioned over there. All we just talked about building the line.
I can bring the tape in and show it to
Okay,
you.
I don't care, bring whatever you want in, Jesse.
You know, I'm just asking the question to get a
I'm
full
telling you how
understanding.
it was said. It was for those people over there that's trying to get sewer where you already got yours.
Well, you know, I asked for water meters and I kept trying to buy water meters and you wouldn't sell them to me.
I don't want to get into that.
But,
You got any other questions?
yes, I do. You know, I'm not getting my questions answered. I'm asking about getting another. If I already have a water meter there and a sewer hookup, and I've got another building, I understood that you were talking about putting another meter in there. I guess I'll have to get the tape out and bring it in, show it to you, show you what was said over there at the meeting.
Or a hydrant.
Or a hydrant, okay. Maybe there's a hydrant. Do you understand what I'm talking about, Tina? The question that was asked over there? Could you explain it? Because I'm not seeming to be doing too good a job.
One of the people said, what if they water their garden? And then Steve Richards said they
Well,
could
we
put in a
didn't
hydrant.
say they could do anything because we're just trying to put the project together. once we get the project going, then we discuss things. At the present time, we're not discussing anything, 'cause we haven't got the project going. We're trying to get those people sewering over there right now.
Okay. Well, now I still have a couple of sewers and another water meter, you said. I say I've got more than that. But are you gonna install the water meter and the sewer over on Vine Street? I've asked many times for it, been asking for it since 2006. Why can't I get it installed? It was also said that I asked you about the water meter down here on Vine Street that you took out, and you said that you replaced that by giving me the one at 344 Wall. But I've got papers to prove that I paid for that. You want to answer any of my questions? I've also asked you if you're going to resign for breaking the law. And I've turned them papers in stating which ones you broke, and I've asked you for your resignation. Do you have any intention on resigning?
Time's up. It's 5 minutes.
Okay. Did you have anything?
No, sir.
Alright. Okay, payments of monthly bill. I had a chance to look at them.
I looked at them, I just had a couple of comments or questions, maybe more to Tina. I noticed that the amount billed versus the amount collected, I kind of watched that gap. It seemed like it's widening a little bit. Is that it's just an anomaly? Is it just?
There's some accounts that are past due that don't get paid.
Is that growing? Is it?
Some of them are, and then we froze some of them at the $4,000 tap fee
Okay.
on devices.
So what happens when you just don't pay? You just keep. At what point do you say?
Well, we collect like if the house is sold,
Yeah. Okay.
or if a new renter comes in, we collect it then. Or eventually, if the person wants the water back on.
Okay. And I see we've had some bills that I didn't see last month with line leak, Clyde Drive, and line break repair at Highway H. I know Charlie spent a lot of time over there. Is this all the bills? We're gonna see a lot more coming in.
This is it for the water.
Mm-hmm.
There was a leak on Clyde Drive, and then the break was the company from out of town broke
It
the
wasn't
line.
Clyde Drive. It was
That was
right.
on Highway 8, yeah.
No,
No.
if they broke it, then they should pay for it, right?
Well, I don't know.
Right? I don't know. I'm just
No,
asking.
we talked to them, we're gonna send them a bill.
You know, if it was marked, clearly marked, and they broke
Well-
it, shame on them. If it's not marked, shame on us, I guess.
Well, I showed them, see out there, it wasn't, I was out there every day.
I know it's been days out there.
I did, and I said now, where the service line goes across the road, wherever there's a meter out there, that's a service line. And this is the only one that they didn't see the meter, and the meter was right there. See, the line was broke right here, the meter was right there. So we are gonna send them a bill, once we get all of them out there.
You can save that stamp.
Well, we got more.
Forget
with
that
them.
one, yeah.
We got more with them.
Because of that.
I don't know,
Unless we got some trump card, if it wasn't marked, we just might as well write that one off. Hopefully we won't get many more bills.
yeah.
Well, that's all the water. There
So
should
we
be
should-
some more sewer though. The sewer.
We got sewer to go.
So hopefully we'll catch a break there.
Yeah.
And the only other question I have, I thought we voted that we weren't gonna spend any more money on the truck. I see a $224.50 bill.
Well, we had it cleaned up, lights fixed up on the back and it looks nice. And I think we'll overcome that on the bid. I really do, you know.
I'm just trying to follow protocol, because I know we
Okay.
said in the minutes we weren't gonna spend another dime, that was
We had it cleaned up,
the note, so, just curious.
you know. It looks nice. And I think it'll help sell it.
Think so?
Yep. I think we got bids coming in.
What's your gut feel, so you think we'd get full?
I hate to say it because I'd be,
Strictly guessing.
you know, well,
I
I don't want,
I
somebody said I said to bring
Oh,
this.
no, I just said,
And, you know,
no, I just, if I spent $200 for a $500 truck, that wouldn't make good sense.
No.
If I spent $200, I'm gonna get $2,000.
well, I think we'll get more.
You think so?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we'll get,
Like, I looked it up, Kelly Blue Book is only in excellent condition, it's only 2,600. And it's obviously not excellent condition, but we said it didn't run.
I think we'll,
But it doesn't run, right?
it runs. Yeah, it runs.
Okay.
It wasn't a motor, it was, it was more like the carburetor, that fuel pump. I don't wanna discuss what's wrong,
Okay,
because
that's all
I don't want people to know, we sell it as is.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't want them to say, you said this and you said that.
Okay.
Let them find out for themselves.
Yeah, that's why I
You know what I
question,
mean?
that's why I
Right.
question cleaning it up.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
alright. Any other thing about the minutes, the bill?
I make a motion, we pay the bill for September.
Okay. Need a second?
I second the motion.
Okay. First and second, pay the monthly bills for September.
Jim?
Yeah.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Ron?
I'd say yes with a caveat that says when we do something other than what was approved in the minutes, we get it approved prior to spending it.
How do I word that one?
All right, I'm for you.
Elsie? Let's say exception.
If there's a deviation from what's written in the minutes, it's pre-approved before we spend the money.
Let me know when you're ready to.
Sorry, now the question.
Okay.
Sorry about that, Tina.
It's okay.
I'm trying to keep quiet.
Alright,
Huh?
I'm ready.
Okay. Old business. We'll wait, so, let's talk about this, the purchase of the wand and shoot the supply right
Shoot the supply one?
now. That wand,
Are you,
huh?
What we have to do about that? Just-
you not gonna do this one?
Huh?
I didn't hear what you
He
said.
wants to talk about the show to supply
Yeah,
one.
first.
Okay.
So, that's the item we talked about that we said we wanted to buy, because we're gonna, over the next several years, we're gonna add more and more meters to use that, right?
That's correct.
And then when you and I do the budget, for next year, we can put in, we can start putting some meters in there.
Okay.
Then,
But we can buy one now, what you're proposing.
that's right.
So,
What we need to do for that.
motion to purchase this one for $16.70.
You see it?
I see, okay. Yeah, I think that's a good investment, considering if we're gonna do it for 1 meter, it makes no sense, but we're gonna add all these.
We have several we can hook up out of Westboro, the whole
The
subdivision.
work they got there is out there.
So eventually we'll have all of them, hopefully.
Especially as we put in new meters, we can can
The
hook
new
them,
ones, right?
we can hook them right to it.
Can work with that. So we need a motion to approve the expenditure?
Mhm.
I would make that motion.
Need a second?
Elsie? Don?
Yes.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Jim?
Yes.
Okay.
I heard it. I heard it. I see it. Just turn it upside down.
Okay. Okay, I guess not much more on here. We got the,
We're gonna do the sewer phase 3 update?
yeah, we can do that now. Okay,
We have
I typed up this is just a little notes from the meeting for those that missed it. And you can just read that, it's nothing to approve.
now, I'm not,
some- I was there.
everybody was there.
And then this one. Okay. Oh, these two.
It's in there.
Eventually.
All right, okay. On the, let me get on the sewer. I've been talking back and forth with Steve Etcher and the engineer and DNR and the lady from the health center on this little project, which is down here where the treatment plant is, from that part into the city. Everybody looking at one point,
This one right here?
just right here.
Yeah.
That's it. That we could move forward on that. The only way we're gonna know what's gonna cost us is to let the engineer put out bids and see what we come back with to get that done. And we pick up everybody in Catherine Drive, which we already got hooked into that little treatment plant, and everything down that we got hooked up on H. And then we could move forward on that project.
That gets rid of the expense from that plant, right?
Yeah,
That gets rid of the plant.
and get rid of that plant that we've had. I think we just started, come on in.
I need a roll call.
Here, I'll add you. I'll add you in.
We'll add you in right now.
Alright, how you doing?
Anytime.
Yeah.
Let's start the meeting all over now. Like we're doing the.
All the
I mean, that's
county
good.
is.
Gotta go through all the safety instructions again.
No,
So, Charles just explained, tell me again, I didn't understand, this does what to Catherine Drive?
this is where we got, from Catherine Drive, where we got the plant down in there.
I know what the plan is.
Okay, all them houses up in there, they run into that plant.
Right,
The health center.
Health center is run into that plant.
right.
The commissioner building is run into that
Plan
plant.
that plan, right.
So we got, and then we got the line already built down Fairgrounds Road, the main big line. But from that plant over there, we got a fourth line that comes up to where David Links in, goes across, dumps into that line that comes down to that plant.
Okay.
The fourth line just comes up there, and then the big main line from that church up there, all the way to that plant is built, ready for other people to hook up into.
So who's gonna hook up to it?
We got all them other places there to hook up to. Once we get this,
Once we do this,
once we do this,
we're gonna have 15, 20 new people hook up.
they can get hooked up to this.
How many people will it be?
Well, whatever's in that line up there, all them houses back can come in and get hooked up into this.
Are they going to? Or
Well, they will. We gotta get this into town. And this here is not only for this is for all down that road.
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This,
But see, I didn't realize what I thought, and maybe I'm 100% wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, that the plant just fine the way it is. I know we need to upgrade it, but in order for that big church to hook into it, we had to do this. So theoretically, we'd only be adding one new customer.
Well, we got all them others, once we build this, we got all along Fairgrounds Road, and the boy back up behind there got those trailers up there. They've been wanting to come into the sewer, but we couldn't be able to do it because we didn't have this.
So will they build a line down to the sewer and hook into it, or do we have to build that line?
No.
And will they have the hookup? So, gets back to his original question for the hookup, is that the $4,000 for them to join, each one?
These are the ones that's already, we got water meters.
So, okay, so
I mean, they got water meters, so they will get treated, everybody out there will get treated as far as we can go, what we got. No new hookups.
So they already have hookups?
They got water meters, just like we did over here, Ron.
Mhm.
You had a water meter, you got a sewer.
So how many new people do you think we'll get for this 178?
What?
All them houses
Hey,
are behind
oh,
Teresa.
but it ain't gonna cost 178. That's just, that's when we need to put a bid out and get engineers to put out a bid, and then they'll all, these, people that does the work will bid on this project.
Okay.
And and I know quite a bit on this 178, it's gonna be, like this inspection, that'll come off,
Why?
huh?
Why?
Because I can inspect it myself.
That's one, pardon my language, one hell of a liability for an unqualified person in this.
How you know I ain't qualified?
Do you have an engineering, civil
Hey,
engineering degree?
I can do it. Okay.
Personally, I would not want to put the district at risk for someone that's not
Okay,
qualified.
all right, but that can come out. And part of this engineer will be first we have to put out a bid what's gonna cost first.
Yeah.
Then we know.
So I wanna be clear, because it was my understanding that if we did nothing, everything would be great. If we added that church, that's why we had to do this. Is that not true?
No, it is, we've been,
This is kind of the first step of even doing Highway H. I guess as of right now, yes, we didn't extend, because if we go out on Highway H, that's gonna be,
we're already and over on it already. Did you hear, Paul Mueller say, we already,
So-
and we already getting some
it's a
feedback.
3,000 a day system, and it's getting at times
It's
over
over.
3,000.
It's not over, it's just right at the limit.
Right at.
Like, anything put into it, it will be over.
The only way we're gonna know what this gonna cost,
It's good to be.
get the bid. That's what we're here for, get the bid.
This is just an engineering estimate, and once everybody starts cutting each other's throats,
I've managed major
you know how that goes.
multi-million-dollar projects as a program manager. I fully understand how that works.
Yeah.
The question is, what's the benefits, what's the payback? And you telling me we're gonna add, you telling me my assumption was wrong, and then I have no problem with that. That my assumption I was only adding one new customer is wrong. In fact, we're gonna add anywhere from 10 to 20. That is correct.
They over there.
Are we adding those?
We can get them added once we get it built.
Okay,
We
that's my
we
question.
can't do anything.
And then the houses up behind Creason, up on the top of the
Right.
hill, they'll all have.
That was one guy was hollering about the sewage is stinking going down and
And that was my question.
yeah.
How many houses are up on top of the hill there? Four,
There's
five?
Tri-County Glass and I think 3 houses.
Okay, and my question was, are they gonna add? The answer is yes, and that's gonna help pay
But
back this,
what I'm not
whatever the
understanding
number's gonna
is,
be.
how are they gonna connect to that plant?
Do what?
How are they connecting to the plant?
When we run the line down, they have to bring the line to.
They have to,
They'll have to.
They have, that's what we said the other night, remember? We're not going on nobody else's property no more.
so
But
you're,
we got
what you're
to- hey.
saying is, I guess I'm confused, it's gonna run
I'm
past
really
them.
confused.
Right,
Okay.
well, what I'm saying, we did that last time. I went out here and fought to get lines to people's houses and stuff, and what happened,
Is the line already on the fairgrounds road?
it's built all the way down the Fairgrounds Road to the plant, the big main line. We just gotta take it from the plant, past Creason, and to our line right there on Firehouse Road. The reason we took out by going on people's property, because we got the district got fed back. A lot of people complained about going on their property And we helped them out by going on their property, so that's why we're not doing it no more.
You don't need easement.
Huh?
You don't need easement for that, just.
No, just even in the front of the house. We're not, see, we helped people out last time by going on and hooking them up for nothing, so this time they're gonna have to pay for it. And we got feedback from people.
Okay. So I guess we get a bid, and then we'll talk about it some more.
When we get the bids, how much it's gonna cost us.
So how much he gonna charge us to manage the bids? Does he do that? Yeah.
The engineer does all that.
Okay. But does that for free?
No, it all costs.
Yeah, so how much does that cost? Who knows?
Ron, it's set down in there,
It's in there somewhere, isn't it?
$15,412.
At this figure, yeah.
Just to get the bids.
I don't know the answer to that.
That's what it would cost, it could cost,
Project.
I would say engineering the whole project.
The-
Surely the bids, just get the bids.
I'm guessing that's the administration for the 5,300. So are we authorizing 15,000 to engineer the project, or what are we authorizing?
we all, well, we're authorizing them to put this project, it's just this project out for bids.
I think they're wanting this signed, is that correct?
Right. I mean, I have to sign them.
I figured what you had.
We're not gonna go out unless we sign it, unless we vote on it.
If there's anything to vote on, just getting a bid.
Well, it says you're accepting these terms and conditions on the last page.
It's on the last page, too.
Yeah, I see it. It's, so you gotta get all this done, these up here, the design phase is 2.
The what now?
Oh, there it is, it's
That's right there.
1,500.
Yeah, I see it, that's
Do
right
what?
there.
It's
The bidding
1,500
phase.
for bidding.
1,500. So that's basically what we authorized.
Do you see it?
So that last, see right there.
Well, before it can be bid, you've gotta have the survey, you gotta have the preliminary design, because to bid it out, you have to know what it is you're bidding.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Looks like this last page where it says survey, design phase, final say that little block right there, which adds up to 6, 8, 10, about 15,000 roughly.
Now, some of this, on this year, has been, we have a map, where they did that work. The other engineers, we just pulled it out of this, when we was building this line over here, this was already been staked out and once been done, of course, we got upgraded now, but that was already been done in phase, the other phase one.
I mean, those fees are paid out of the money, out of the grant money. I mean, you don't have to come up with that out of your pocket. That's
now-
part of it.
We got 500,000, but they're saying that we're not gonna use that
That
yet.
can be used for this.
It, on the whole project, it's gonna be built in the whole project, it's the 500,000.
I understand.
Why wouldn't we,
We use our own money first.
couldn't we just wait and do this as part of the big project, if and when it goes through? But you're only talking, you said we're gonna launch the big project in April, if everything goes through. Because you're gonna take on, whatever the number is, I don't know what the number is, somewhere.
We don't know,
between-
we don't know until they put out the bids.
Then we gotta take that number on to, so then you gotta go back and tell the people the rate's gonna change twice, I suppose. Cause you gotta start paying on the 178, or whatever the number is,
We-
maybe
we-
50, I don't know.
We don't know.
You gotta start paying on that.
Well, and we have people that's paying on this project already. So, I think myself, that we need to start letting them go to work and putting out bids on this project. And while we're working on getting the easements for the other project,
Seems like you're paying for it twice, but.
what is paying for it twice?
But you gotta put bids out on this, and you gotta put bids out on the other one. If you did it all at the same time, you just have one bid. You only pay the admin fee once. Some of the fees you wouldn't, you still have to pay twice, but some of the fees you don't have to pay once. And maybe,
Oh, I disagree.
I don't know.
I disagree with you there, because those fees are normally based on the work of the project, and some of it is based on a percentage. And so if you just add this number into this, it's just gonna yank these numbers up consistent with these project numbers.
yes,
So for you to say that you're gonna save money in some fashion by doing it together, if you do, it's gonna be de minimis. Because it's based on the actual work that's being done.
but I'm still having trouble seeing the benefit of doing it, spending that money now. Are we out of compliance?
Do what?
Or do we have to do it is the question.
I would say it would be better if we would start with this project. You get better bids because you get more littler people. If you put a big project together, a lot of people, these guys can't get bonded now, you know, to do a big project.
So one has nothing to do with the other. If the other one doesn't go through, you still do this one and you call it a day.
Well, I'm not, the other one's gonna go through too. I've been on this project since 1990. I finally got this other one did in 9 years. I'm working on this one,
So
and
I'd say it's probably gonna go through. There's no guarantee, unless your crystal ball is better than mine.
yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
I think we'll go ahead with this and get this rolling.
we're going ahead with the bids right now.
With the engineer putting out the bid and see what they that's all we're gonna ever know about any of it. It's, you know, it's a, if you want the engineer to go with it, go ahead with the project. I need a motion to, somebody make a motion to go with it. Do we have a motion? Anybody?
I'll make a motion that we authorize the engineers to put this together and put it out for bids.
I need a second.
I think it'll work. I mean, when people start,
I
I know them
just,
people up on the hill want it, they'll tap into it.
We don't know that.
yeah,
Well,
I need a
they've been
second.
going after it.
He said he seconded it.
Oh, did you say you seconded?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask, are we making a motion to sign this contract or just
We
a
have to
motion
sign
to
it.
put out the
Yeah,
bids?
sign it.
We have to sign it.
You gotta sign it. to
Well,
put it
that,
on bid.
that's not the way it's worded.
That's not the way it
But,
works. When you sign the contract, you just accepted that whole contract, and that looks like that's saying you're going with it. Once you get the bids, you're going with the best bid. I didn't see the whole contract, that's from what I can see, that's what it says. So, George, you need to re-amend your motion and say, to say what the
How you
contract really
feel?
says.
to go with the project? Did you-
They don't give us an option to just do the bids, so if we have to sign this and go on with it, I'll make that motion.
Okay, we need a second on it. Was you seconded on this? Huh? Okay, Tina.
Okay, hang on, I'm trying to see what
Yeah,
it's called.
Huh?
I was trying to see what it was called. Motion to authorize signature.
Well, it was a motion to accept this bid, let's call it like it is. It's a motion to accept this as written, and this is everything you're gonna do. And if I'm reading it correctly, it basically says we're gonna put this thing out for bid, and it's a go project with the best bid. If it's 178 or 1078. And minutes need to show that we're adding more than one person. That was my thought. That's where I was under a false impression, I suppose.
call this, Lincoln County Water District Sewer Expansion.
And my next question is, where are you gonna get the money from to pay for it?